What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Remember the Game. It is my retro gaming podcast where every week a buddy of mine and I sit down and we geek out about the games we played back in the day. My name is Adam Blank. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And this week it is episode 385, and we're finishing off another trilogy. Feels good. Feels good. If you don't know, last week on 384, we covered Bioshock Infinite to put the Bioshock trilogy to bed. And this time around, we're tackling the third game in the Super Mario Land trio on the Game Boy, despite the fact that it's not really a Super Mario Land game. And that, of course, is Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. I am a huge Wario fan. If you're new to the podcast, he's my second favorite Nintendo character after Bowser. Fucking love that guy. But I've never loved this game. Like I didn't own it growing up, and every time I've tried it on emulators or buying it on the eShop or whatever, like, it just plays so different than a normal Mario game. Like, Wario moves really slow. He's kind of a beefcake, and it's the lack of real platforming. I've always found the game kind of off-putting, you know? But then when Nintendo added this one to Switch Online a few weeks ago, I decided it was finally time to put this trilogy to bed, give the garlic guys due. I did a full playthrough of it, and I think I get it now. I think I like it a lot more now than I did in any of the other previous attempts I had at this game. If you haven't played this one at all, it's not Wario's debut as a character. He debuted as the villain in Super Mario Land 2, but it is his debut as like the star of his own game. And I don't count Wario Woods or anything like that, which I think was, I don't know if that one was before or after this, but anyway, this is like the first time like Wario gets like a real game where he's the star. And what it is he's mad that he doesn't have a castle like Mario did in Super Mario Land 2 for some fucking reason. So he sets out to rob some ghost pirates or some shit and come up with enough money to buy his own castle with blackjack and hookers. So the whole game is just you controlling Wario through these caves and through all these different places, body checking everything that moves, collecting as much treasure as you can. And the ending you get at the end of the game is dependent on how much money and how much treasure you found on your playthrough. It's not traditional Mario, but Wario isn't Mario. And it's actually pretty fun if you can just, again, it's a mental thing for me, but if you can just get past the fact that this isn't going to play like old school Mario, it's actually a really fun game. And it's charming as fuck. And it's Wario. Love that guy. So our resident Game Boy guru, my buddy Patrick, is back this week. He's to finish off the Super Mario Land trilogy. The guy loves the Game Boy for some damn reason. And he has how am I trying to say what I'm trying to say here? He has a spot for this game as soft as Wario's gut. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. So we get into the concept of the game. We get into Wario as a whole, as a character, how it plays, and everything else that came in this neat little package in this week's episode. And we'll get into all that in just a minute, because speaking of neat little packages, you know and I know it's time for another edition of the Remember the Game infamous intro. Dun, 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 dun! And if you're new to the podcast, welcome aboard. Consider this your warning. Listen, our intros are kind of long. They're not that long. They're kind of long, but they're fun. We talk video games and stuff. They're a good time. And you don't have to risk your life robbing ghost pirates of their treasures if you want to get through it. All you have to do is take the little slider on your phone, move it to about the 30-minute mark. You should be into Wario Land talk. Bada bing, bada boom. Or listen to the whole thing. That's what I recommend. If you're going to skip anything, skip the plugs. I got to do my plugs here. Give me 90 seconds, how I keep my bills on. We have a Patreon, and it's not one of those Patreons where we ask you to give us money in exchange for nothing. We're going to give you a ton in exchange for the change you'd find in the ashtray of your car or the cushions of your sofa. The coach cushions. The coach. That's how we say it in Canada. The coach cushions. Anyways, yeah. Our Patreon starts at $3 a month. And we offer 4 additional shows most weeks, no ads in them. And yeah, you can start listening for as little as $3. And not only do you get all these extra shows, but you can write into the podcast. You can vote on the games we cover. Our Xbox 360 themed poll is running right now for the rest of the month of August. You can join our massive 1,000+ member Discord, and you'll get instant access to a ton, like over 1,000 archived bonus podcasts. They're all just sitting there waiting for you the second you sign up. All the previous episodes, including all 385 Remember the Games, ad-free with timestamps. Bada bing, bada boom, jump around. Jump like House of Pain. Shout out to House of Pain. And I stream most days, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Time for the patrons as well. I've been playing a lot of ROM hacks over there lately. We're about to finish a South Park Fractured Butthole playthrough, and I do some live recordings of some of the shows as well, so you can come by and check all that out. So tons of stuff for the change in your couch. And in addition of all that, you get a shout out. I get to hear me mispronounce your name. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do to anybody this week. A huge thank you to our newest patrons, Joshua Bran, O Sprito, Squirtle Boys 99, and Trenton Ramsey. I assume related to Gordon, but I don't know. Thank you all so much for the support. Welcome to Remember the Game Industries. Find all that at patreon.com/rememberthegame. There's some free episodes over there if you want to try them out and see how they work. Subscriptions start at $3 a month. If you sign up for a full year, we'll give you a month on the house, and we donate a portion of our Patreon proceeds to the ALS Society and the Stoller Children's Hospital every December, because it makes me feel like less of a piece of shit for how little I contribute to this planet we all live on. That's enough blowing myself. Let's blow some of you by blowing in some cartridges. It is our opening segment here on the show. I read a few comments and questions from our Patreons, usually gaming related, but not always, and we call this segment Blowing in the Cartridge.
He blows all right. He blows big time.
That's it, honey. Get into the spirit.
Let's blow. Our first blower this week is Squirtle Boys 99, who says, Mr. Blank, new Patreon and first-time blower here. I believe you. I don't believe most, but I believe you. I enjoy co-op gaming with my wife. We've played fun co-op games, including It Takes Two and other games like that. My question is, do you and your girl enjoy playing games together? And if so, do you have any recommendations for me? Thanks for your show. It helps me with the long days at work. Keep up the good work, my man. Thank you, Squirtle Boys. Don't work too hard. I hope you're at work right now. Shout out to It Takes Two. It's a good game. Shay and I don't play a ton together. She's not a massive gamer. She mostly just she likes Zelda. Not even all Zeldas, just Twilight Prince or just Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. She plays Slay the Spire. We did play about 2/3 of It Takes Two together. We never ended up finishing it. If you liked It Takes Two and you don't know of it, I recommend Split Fiction. That's the new one that came out from the same developer. I haven't played it, but I know it reviewed hella well. We do play some Mario together on occasion. Like once every few years, we'll blow the dust off. Like Mario 3D World is a great multiplayer game, especially if one of you is better than the other one, because you can kind of help the other one through. So we do play some Mario 3D World together. Once in a while, we play Overcooked. It's a really fun game to play with somebody. Anyone can learn how to play it, but I will warn you, it will test the boundaries of your relationship. It's like if you've ever watched like The Amazing Race and thought like, man, if we ever went on that show, we would break the fuck up. Overcooked is the video game equivalent of The Amazing Race. Super fun, but it will get heated sometimes. But that one's a fun one to check out. And then once in a while, we play Mario Party together when Ben's over mostly. But those are the big ones. So my recommendations, yeah, It Takes Two, Split Fiction, Overcooked, and like the new Super Mario Bros. Or Mario 3D World. Those are my picks. Godspeed. Have fun. Good luck. Good luck. I hope you guys don't. Oh boy, we've never had like a serious like I'm fucking done, I'm leaving fight, but it does get just like, what are you doing? Stop yelling at me. I'm not yelling at it. It's fun. Good times. I wanted to make it into a series to put on the internet, but she very, very wisely said no. Very, very wise. Hooli says, hey there, Adam. Have you read the book Bioshock Rapture? It's a pretty good, shorter read. It's basically a prequel to the first Bioshock game, and it explains how Rapture started and how it fell apart. I would recommend it since you are a fan. I have not, Hooli, but a couple people have recommended that one to me now. I'm at a point, my book backlog is like longer than my video game backlog, so I'm at a point where I'm not gonna like openly just be like, I will check that out, because I may not check it out, but I will say I am very interested in checking that one out. So that's as good a promise to read something at this point as I can give, because I have too much to read. But I'm very interested in checking that out, because it sounds awesome, as I am a big Bioshock fan. And I do want to know more about how Rapture started. Hello, Mr. Thompson says, hello, Adam. I hope your day is going well. How cool would it be to see developers take on other IPs and create them or remake them in their style? I'd love to see Team Cherry with their art direction make a Metroidvania Mega Man, or the Hades team turn the Simpsons Arcade into a roguelike in their style. Twin Motion of Dead Cells has a hand in the new Castlevania coming out, and it's the perfect match. Wishful thinking, I know, but I'm curious on your thoughts. Absolutely love your pod, and it's really inspirational as of late. Keep it up. Well, thank you. I don't feel I'm very inspiring at all, but I appreciate that. I love your idea. I'm going to be honest. Like, I suck at knowing developers. Like, I know tons of games, but then it's like songs. Like, I know if you told me, like, yo, man, can you name 5, I don't know, fucking Nine Inch Nails songs. I'm like, I cannot. But I better guarantee you I know 5 of their songs. I just don't know it's there. It's Nine Inch Nails that sing it. And I'm like that with video games. I may like a lot of games, but there's only like a handful of developers where I'm like, oh, I know who that developer is. But I do like the cut of your jib, and I know what you're saying. Team Cherry, that's Hollow Knight and Silksong. If they were to make a Mega Man game like that, that'd be fucking insane. I'd even like to see them try to do something like a fucking Guacamelee, even though I love the art style of Guacamelee, even something like that, or a Metroid. Like, is it blasphemy to say that Team Cherry can do Metroidvanias as good as the Metroid team at Nintendo? Because I think they can. Pretty fucking close. Like, I still think Metroid Dread is spectacular, but I also think Hollow Knight and Silksong are fucking spectacular. So that's an interesting idea. The Hades team making a Simpsons game like that is fucking pretty cool as well. I like that a lot. Yeah, I definitely think different studios have like a flavor, you know, like they have like a way they make games and everybody just knows what kind of games they make. Like I know I'm stretching here big time, but one of my favorite studios is Naughty Dog. I know some people aren't cool on Naughty Dog anymore because that's just the internet now, right? You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I know some people throw shade at Naughty Dog right now, which by chance you don't know, like Uncharted, The Last of Us. Some of my favorite games of all time. That's hot take. That's who I would like to see take a shot at Mega Man. Like, I would love like a gritty, dark, fucking serious Mega Man game like that. Like where you play it in 3D and all that. Oh my God. Like the over the shoulder third person. That's my number one. I think that would be fucking insane. But I do like the cut of your jib. I like your idea. So I think we've done, I don't know if we went for individual studios, but we did an expansion pass where we took a franchise from each of the big three and gave it to like, which Xbox franchise would you give PlayStation? Which Nintendo franchise would you give Xbox? Maybe someday we'll do like a developer swap IPs. Who would you give what and what would they do with it? Because I think there's a lot of meat on the bone there. I think that's a good fucking idea. It's a good fucking idea. Oh, Toys for Bob that made Crash Bandicoot 4 and they're making the new Spyro. They need Crash Bandicoot, please. Or pardon me, not Crash Bandicoot. Banjo, they did Crash Bandicoot. Banjo-Kazooie, please. Please, Xbox. You're not doing anything with Banjo-Kazooie. Fucking give it to Toys for Bob and then just enjoy the royalty checks. Jesus Christ. Chris2105 says, hey, Adam, congrats. First off, congrats on the new family edition and a huge welcome to George. Thanks, buddy. And for anyone that doesn't know, I don't have a son. We got a new puppy. I'm not making humans. It's just we got a new puppy and he's a pain in my ass, but I love him. My question is, have you ever played Pack Attack on the SNES? I've been listening to the show for roughly 5 years and I don't think I've ever heard it mentioned. We spent many hours playing this gem in our household. It's a mix of Tetris puzzle style gameplay, but with Pac-Man. It's on your favorite console and it has an awesome soundtrack. I know you love the SNES, Pac-Man, and Tetris. This game seems made for you, my friend. You know what? I don't often answer the have you ever played in the blowing in the cartridge just because every week there's half a dozen of them. But I did want to shout this one out because every Friday we do roulette on the Patreon stream. It's either NES, and it's available to every Patreon tier. We do like some weeks we'll do NES roulette, some weeks we do NES, SNES roulette. I recently got a better emulator on my computer, loaded it up with ROMs, and all we do is we go in, we hit the spin, we spin the wheel, whatever game comes up, I play it till I don't want to play it anymore, and we've played some horrible fucking games, but we've also discovered a ton of gems. And I keep a list of all the games I've tried that I think I'd be interested in doing an episode about, and that is one of them. That was one of them. That was the first time I ever played that fucking game, but I thought Pack Attack was fucking sick. I don't know if there's a full-blown episode in there with like a Tetris Pac-Man clone, but I'd kind of like to do a puzzle episode where I do maybe that, I do Tetris Attack, maybe Bust a Move, and I do like 3 or 4 puzzle games and combine them into one episode. I'm thinking about trying that for an RTG in the medium future. I don't know when, but if that's something you guys would be interested in, holler, because that's something I'm thinking about trying, because I do love that game, and I love Tetris Attack, and I love Bust a Move. Oh, I love puzzle games. If they're good. They're bad, they're garbage, but if they're good, they're great. Fill up my mouth with farts. Says, hi, Adam. You've talked about your struggles to get into fighting games. What is it exactly? Is it the controls, the combos, the character play styles? What would a developer need to change about fighting games that would help you get into them? For the record, fighting games are close to the bottom of my favorite genres as well. You know what? It's a good question because, like, for those that don't know, like, I don't hate fighting games. I have to make it clear. Like, I hate stealth games. Okay? Like, I hate stealth games. I hate real-time strategy games. Yell at me if you want to. Nobody likes every flavor of ice cream. Those are the two I just do not enjoy. I don't hate fighting games. I can't learn them. Like I don't know at this point. I've just given. I don't know if there's anything they could do. Because like they have some out there with great character. Like I should be interested in great ones with good characters and stuff. But like I don't find the gameplay loop. It is engaging. I don't find it exciting. I was trying to figure out how to say that. Like I'm not. Because like obviously you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? And like I just don't find it that fun. Like I don't want to do it over and over and over again until I learn it. I do find, especially with old games, trying to learn, like I tried MVC2 for this show, you guys. I tried, Lord, how I did try. I see the greatness. I should love that game because I love so many of those characters. But it's just like, it's so complicated and I can't remember all the combos and I can't remember what parries and counters what, and trying to learn who's good and who's bad and who teams up. Like they're just such massive time sinks if you even want to get reasonable at them. And I just don't find the gameplay loop engaging enough to sink the time into it. Like the only fighting game I've ever really gotten into is Smash, which I know some people, and even that one, I'm a casual, but like I find it much easier to learn because I don't have to learn a bunch of combos. It's just one button and done. So I'm not saying we'll never cover a fighting game on the show again, but like, it's like a different language to me. Like they don't click with me. I almost feel like I'm allergic to them. Like I don't get them. I respect them. I appreciate them. I have no beef with them. I just don't get them. And I don't know if there's anything someone could do at this point to get me into them. Like Marvel Tokon, I was like, man, that looks fucking awesome. And then like, because I love so many of those characters. And then when it came out, I'm like, I'm never going to learn how to play this. Like, I can't keep up as it is. I have like 8 games on the go right now. And I'm like, when am I ever going to put the 40 hours or whatever the fuck I need to put into a fighting game to get like passably good? Like, I just don't think people have suggested so many. I appreciate it. I don't want to publish an episode on like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or something and just have it. I think every fighting game episode we've done sucks. And it's not my guest's fault. It's my fault. I have nothing to say. So I just think I'm just out on the genre. Like I just don't get them. I just don't get them. I'm just not that good. Sardonic Pickle says, I'm going through Seinfeld for the first time, really enjoying it. What's your favorite episode and how many excuse me, and how many cereals does Jerry really need on that shelf? Oh, the cereal thing drives me bananas. My favorite episode of Seinfeld, it's like trying to pick a favorite child, but off the top of my head, I think my favorite episode is probably the one where Jerry's trying to buy the car off Putty and George is there to help him, and George gets distracted trying to get the Twix bar, and Kramer and that salesman are seeing how far they can drive the car before they run out of gas. That's probably my favorite episode. LA Rams fan says, hello, Mr. Blank. Was there a game or games you wanted badly as a kid, but your parents never bought them for you, so you missed out? For me, it was Super Metroid and Chrono Trigger. I remember always seeing the box covers and thinking they look cool, but my folks never bought them. Would you even believe that they thought Chrono Trigger looked stupid? Great games, and glad I ultimately got them before the prices exploded. My parents, like, we didn't get a ton of games growing up, but like every Christmas, if there was a game we really wanted, we usually got it. Like I got an Earthbound I fucking sold like an idiot. You know, we got Super Mario RPG. We got Yoshi's Island. We got most of the ones we really wanted. You know, the one I always wanted that my parents never bought me a copy of was Mega Man. Growing up, like, I don't know why. Maybe it's because they didn't think my brother would like it very much because he didn't. And they wanted to make sure they got us games we both liked. But like, they were, again, like, I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to sound ungrateful because we didn't get like 100 games a year, but like, whatever the number one game was on our hit list, we usually got that one for Christmas. But I always asked for Mega Mans. And outside of Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy, which I fucking sold like an idiot, I never owned a Mega Man game growing up. And I don't know why. Because I rented them. Every time I went to the video store, I would rent a Mega Man. Every time. But they just, I don't know. Maybe they just hated them. I don't know. And finally, before we move on, it's letter time. Rose636 says, hearing your recent Bioshock Infinite review and how you begrudgingly tried the DLC but ended up liking it, has that warmed you up to trying others out, or was this a one and done because you like Bioshock so much? P.S. I played Burial at Sea Part 1 when it came out, but bounced off Part 2 due to the forced stealth, so I never finished it. Your review has persuaded me to download it and push through it for the story. Yeah, the gameplay of Part 2 sucks. I agree, but the story is fucking sick. I don't want to sit here and guarantee that, like, now for every game we play on the show, I'm going to do the DLC. Because I get asked, like, we're working on an Oblivion episode right now. And, like, I've just accepted I'm not even going to be able to do all the base content in Oblivion before the review. Like, when we review it, there's going to be people that are like, oh, I can't believe you didn't talk about, like, the fucking Thieves Guild storyline or whatever the fuck. And it's like, I know, dude, I really am trying. For the record, it's the Dark Brotherhood is the one I'm most keen on. That's the one, or whatever they're called. That's the one I'm going with. So I'm probably not going to do the DLC for Oblivion. I think if there's a game I'm really feeling, like we have a South Park Fractured Butthole episode coming up, and I did play through the DLCs for that for the first time. I think the big difference is it's got to be a game I'm interested in. It can't be like another 30 hours. And, I mean, I guess that's really it. It's just got to be something I'm really interested in playing. Like, now that Remember the Game isn't every Wednesday on the fucking dot, it's like when an episode is done, it goes live. I have a little bit more wiggle room with, like, how long a game takes me to play through for the show now and how much time I can put into it. But, like, my argument with DLCs has always been, like, people will write in and be like, dude, it's only 5 more hours. And I'm like, dude, in 5 hours, I can finish another game for the show that you have no idea how close I am to, like, not finishing a game in time for the show. Like, it is, I squeak across the finish line for a lot of these episodes. So it's like 5 hours for an extra 5 minutes of discussion on that. Like, I did enjoy the Bioshock 2 DLC, but how much did we add to the podcast with that? Like 5 minutes. So it's like, it's got to be a game I'm really into, and it can't be too long. And then, yeah. So on occasion, some DLC will happen, but I wouldn't expect it on every game. I'm doing my best over here, though. I'm just not a DLC guy. Like, I hate going back to a game to play DLC. But like when I'm playing like the definitive version with all the DLC included, it's like the odds go up like exponentially that I might play the DLC. I hate going back and like, it could be a game I fucking love. I hate going back and trying to like relearn how to play it and everything for like 4 more hours. I'm like, I can't be bothered. Too many other games I want to play. I can't be bothered. So very long answer that should have been short. That's how I do things around here. Thank you, everybody that wrote into the show. As always, I appreciate it. We got to keep the ball rolling. So let's switch things up and get to our Smash Hit segment, the official game show of Remember the Game Industries. Play one, remake one, erase one. And a huge thank you to Classic Concentration from the NES for unknowingly providing us with the theme music for the show. The rules are simple. Every week I give our patrons 3 retro video games. They can play one as it was released, remake one as a modern game, and the third is erased from time forever. As always, there are no wrong answers, but there is a right one. We'll get to that in a minute. This week we're talking Wario Land. So I went with 3 Wario games. We've got Wario Master of Disguise for the DS, Wario's Woods for the NES, and Wario Land for the Virtual Boy. Is that the first Virtual Boy game on P1, R1, E1? It might be. Anyway, whopping 45% of you said you'd play the Master of Disguise, you'd remake Wario's Woods, you'd erase Wario Land for the Virtual Boy. Let me see what a few of you had to say here, and then I'll tell you what the right answer was. Johnny from Virginia says, Adam, I think everyone in here is nuts. I'll play the DS game because I never played it, and I'll erase Wario's Woods because I have other puzzle games. But I am 1,000% remaking the Virtual Boy Wario game and going full-on Oculus with that shit. Modern graphics and sound with truly 3D environments, and then make a playable version yourself that don't require a headset. I see what you're saying there. I mean, I never thought about that, but that is a reasonable way to remake a Virtual Boy game and just make a good 3D virtual game. It's not a hot take. I get that. Tom Godlewski says, play Wario Master of Disguise. It was a fun game, and even though you needed to draw on the touchscreen at the most inopportune times, I believe this game aged the best. Remake Wario's Woods. Growing up, I played a ton of this game. Like Tetris, it could do with a modern remake. I love these refreshed retro puzzle games. And then erase the Virtual Boy. I tried it when I was younger. I couldn't stand up straight for hours. Led me to learn that later in life I have eye issues. Wario Land shouldn't have to take the hit for the sins of the console, but I don't care if you put a game like Resident Evil 9 on the Virtual Boy. If the system is a glorified motion sickness simulator, get it out of here. I also detest Virtual Boy. Well, I actually haven't played Virtual Boy, but I don't like VR. So even though I haven't really tried it, I don't know. I get motion sick, my eyes don't work. I'm not interested. So I hear that. Also, thank fuck Resident Evil 9 wasn't a Virtual Boy game, because it's a fucking masterpiece. Scorch57 2004 says, play Royal Woods. I think it's supposed to say Wario Woods, because it's still a great game today. Remake Virtual Boy Wario Land as a Switch game without needing Virtual Boy. I never got a chance to play it, and I've heard it's good. Erase Master of Disguise. I've never heard of it, and after looking it up, it looks terrible. Does it? I've never heard of it either. Well, I've heard of it. I never played it. It does look fucking terrible. I agree. Mo says, I'll play the Virtual Boy Wario there, because I actually just got the Switch Virtual Boy, and I'm excited to play it. I'll remake Master of Disguise, because I want Wario's Woods to burn in a fire. Haven't played it in 25 years, but this is my Mario is missing. I got it expecting to be a Wario platformer, and it was just a stupid puzzle game. I was very young and didn't understand puzzle games. Ah, jeez. Little Mo, like, I'm going to stop balling here because he got a puzzle game instead of a Wario game. For the record, it is 100 times better than Mario is Missing. For the record. I'm not saying it's great, but it is way better than Mario is Missing. And John C500 says, I'll play Master of Disguise. It's a fun game from Wario's DS era, although the WarioWare game touched got more of my attention, as it should. Remake Virtual Boy Wario Land, because I never played a Virtual Boy in my life, and I definitely tried on new hardware. And then Erase Woods, because I already have Tetris and Dr. Mario, so rules make it God. And that's the thing, right? Like, I'm going to tell you the answer right now, but like, there's no reason to keep Wario's Woods. And I like that game, but there's no reason to keep it. So I went with 9% of you this week in my order. And I think it's going to shock a couple of you. Max Renault went the same order I did. And Max said, I'm shocked to be in the minority. Right off the bat, erase Wario's Woods because there's other puzzle games by then far better, like Tetris and Yoshi's Cookie. Remake Master of Disguise simply because I'd rather play Virtual Boy Wario as it was released. I've only tried it at Toys R Us as a kid. I never got to play it after that. What if it's good and we all slept on it? Because who the fuck had a Virtual Boy and lived to talk about it? There you go. That's the thing. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to play Wario Land Virtual Boy because I've never played Virtual Boy and it's probably the one I'm most interested in. And I've heard it's actually not terrible. I am still thinking about ordering that Virtual Boy thing for the Switch just to do an RTG where I rank all the Virtual Boy games. It's still something, instead of like giving them each their own in-depth review, just ranking them all. I'm thinking about it, but that's the one I'm most interested in. So I'm playing that one. And then I'm going to remake Master of Disguise and just port it to Switch 2. I don't know how, if you need to draw on the touchscreen, but I'm not the one doing the porting. I'm just telling other people to figure it out. It's the best part. So I want to port it. And then I'm erasing Wario's Woods because it's fine. But it's the only one of the three I've played. I don't feel the need to ever play it again. There are much better puzzle games out there. So that's the right answer. Thank you, everybody that wrote into the show as always. What have I been playing? And then we're getting into Super Mario Land 3. I have been playing a lot lately. Holy fuck, dude. Every spare minute I have, I'm working on games. So South Park Fractured Butthole, I've been playing on my Patreon streams. We're in the end game. Probably going to be the next episode of Remember the Game. I know some will argue it's not retro, but I don't care. I love that game and I want to talk about it. I've been playing some ROM hacks on those streams as well. I just finished another Super Mario World 2 Luigi's Mission, which was actually really good. Probably my second favorite Super Mario World hack I've played now, other than Second Reality Project. I've also been playing that Mega Man X Regenesis. If you haven't played it, it's free to download. Fan-made Mega Man X game. It is superb. It's going to get an episode of, I don't know if it's going to be Expansion Pass or Remember the Game. Probably Expansion Pass because it's not really retro. It's just based on retro. But it's the first ROM hack I've played where I'm like, I might give this a full review because I fucking love that game. And then for modern games, I've been playing Splatoon Raiders and a little bit of the Halo campaign Evolved. And then for other games for the podcast, mostly Oblivion. I'm chipping away at Oblivion pretty hard. We really want to try to get that one done. I definitely need it done before October. I need it done before October because October is going to be scary game month. At least that's the goal, the hope anyway. So, and then I'm hoping to play some Star Wars Zero Company this weekend, but too many games. Okay, that's what I've been playing. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to play you a retro gaming ad. We're going to let a sponsor in here to peddle their wares to keep my bills on. And we get back, it's all about Super Mario Land 3, okay? Remember the Game will return, I promise, after these messages.
You're getting very greedy. You are me, Wario. You're very handsome. You have amazing powers. Plunder and pillage pirates' treasure. Bag a bazillion coins. Buy me a castle bigger than Mario's. Repeat after me. I'm the bad guy in Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, where being bad is good and greed is good. Come and get it on Game Boy, greedy.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You've heard me talk about BetterHelp for a long time now and how it can be a great way to give therapy a shot, but we've never really talked about why people like BetterHelp and how much they like it once they give it a chance. You can go to betterhelp.com/reviews to see updated reviews in real time with hundreds of new reviews talking about how much BetterHelp has improved users' lives popping up every day. They've got over 1.7 million client session reviews now with an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5. Real feedback from real users of BetterHelp, and those scores speak for themselves. More than 6 million people around the world have used BetterHelp over the years. All their therapists have at least 3 years and 1,000 hours of hands-on experience, and they hold all the required education, training, and certifications across a range of mental health specialties. And in my opinion, the most important part, they make it easy to give therapy a chance. Fill out a quick questionnaire online and let them know what's on your mind, and they'll match you with a therapist suited to your needs. And you can switch therapists anytime if it's not the right fit. See the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com/rememberthegame. That's betterhelp.com/rememberthegame. All right, let's talk some Super Mario Land 3. As always, I'd like to let you nerds sound off on the game we're covering before my guest tonight hug the microphone. Let's rip through some comments. Grimace says, I always loved this game when I was a kid, and then I picked it up on the 3DS Virtual Console to see if it holds up, and I absolutely loved it there as well. Wario is such a fucking asshole, and that's what makes him so great. Your goal in most of his early games is just to be a greedy bastard to make tons and tons of cash to buy a castle or even the moon. And, I don't know if I even said it in this episode, but well, I don't find the collecting gold and treasure gameplay loop quite as addictive as the platforming in Mario. If they just made it into a Mario game starring Wario, he wouldn't have the personality that he does. So I get that. It's they really established that he's just a greedy sack of shit, and that's what makes him awesome. We're all greedy, and most of us are probably sacks of shit in one extent or another. Show Me Potato Salad says, this was the first platformer I remember standing apart from the others. Having to find the treasure made it seem like more of an adventure than just a linear platformer. Pretty impressive for this to be on the Game Boy. It is definitely one of the more impressive Game Boy games. I'm trying to think what the most impressive Game Boy game I played was. Original Game Boy. Because the Donkey Kong Land games are abominations. This one's up there. Mega Man 5 is pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good. Not talking best, because that's probably Pokemon. But I mean most impressive. I don't think about it. Link's Awakening is there too. Ustra says, probably in the top 5 best games on the green screen Game Boy. I played this and Link's Awakening the most when I went on trips with my parents in the backseat of our car. The music, the gameplay, and the secrets made this game a gem. 11 out of 10. Would play again. 11 out of 10. I respect that. Past the Couch says, first game I ever played on a Game Boy. My sister and I stayed up way past our bedtimes, passing the game back and forth until we beat it. Whoever wasn't playing was on flashlight and lookout duty. Parents caught us anyways because we celebrated too enthusiastically when the credits rolled. This game is still one of our all-time faves, even 25 plus years later. I respect. I'm trying to think, is there a Game Boy game in my top? Oh, Pokemon trading card game. Oh, I do love me some Pokemon trading card game. Binky the Clown says, I love this game as a kid and played the shit out of it. There was one treasure I could never find, and it's haunted me for years. Replaying it now on Switch Online, to finally find that fucking treasure that kid Kevin could never find. So you just doxed yourself, Binky. Way to be. Dude, I never found, I'll talk about it on the show. Some of these treasures are crazy. And Lord Blackheart says, I beat this game twice. Once I got a good castle, and the second was a perfect game. I really enjoyed it as much as the first two. I got the log cabin. And I thought I had a lot of money. It's a horse shit. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. I'm going to cue up some more Wario Land music. And when it stops, my buddy Patrick and I are going to take you back to, I didn't get the release date, son of a bitch. 1994. Fuck, how did I forget to put the release date in? No, the music's playing. And Game Boy music doesn't last that long. Hang on, Wario Land, release date. Go, 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 go. March 13th, 1994, North America, Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land. Enjoy the episode, everybody. Here we go. All right, joining me via the blank phone on a Saturday morning to talk Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. I don't think it needs that second tagline, but we'll get into that. Is our resident Game Boy guru and the Wario to my Mario, my boy Patrick. How's it going, man? Been a while.
It's good, man. Wario to Wario.
Yeah, Wario to my Wario. Yeah, I was like, fucking. This is what happens when we record on Saturday mornings. I don't know what I'm doing, so. And I was just saying to Patrick off air, I got the dentist in 2 hours, and I'm scared, and I'm. This is gonna be a shit episode. So.
Adam needs braces.
Adam needs dental plan. Remember, the game gave up their dental plan for a pinball machine that didn't work. So,
Yeah.
buddy, how's you're good? Yeah, everything's good.
Yeah.
You're good. Good.
Yeah, everything's great.
We have been talking about wrapping up the Super Mario Land trilogy for quite a while. And so it's time that we finally did it. And I'll ask you just out of the gate right away. Is this one of those situations like Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island? This is Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. Did they just put the Mario in there because they don't think Yoshi or Wario could sell games on their own back in the day?
Yeah, I think so. I don't, because this is the first time he's starred in a game, right? This is, and then
I think so,
the
yeah.
only other time he was introduced would have been the game before.
Yeah, he was because that
Wario
was
Land
his
2.
introduction was as
That's
the
his
bad
debut,
guy.
right? And then so now you're
Yeah,
playing, and I never understood that as a kid because when I got this game, I had Mario Land 1 and 3. I never had 2. I think we've talked about this. I
yeah,
really liked 2, but it was the one I didn't have. I had these 2, and so I never really understood why this was like a Mario game, but with a character I wasn't really familiar with.
yeah, yeah. See, it's funny because like I didn't play this one a ton growing up, but I remember the commercials for Mario Land 2 like the back of my hand
Hmm.
because I thought it was. I don't. Maybe it's like a stupid comparison, but Venom's my favorite comic book character, and from the minute Wario was introduced, I looked at him as like Mario's Venom.
Sure,
Not so
yeah,
much
that's
now, but
yeah,
when he was introduced, he's like the anti-hero. He's the bad guy
sure, yeah,
Mario,
absolutely, yeah, yeah.
and I
But
just
it's
thought I
interesting. Sorry, go
what's
ahead.
that? No, I was just gonna say he's cool. That's all.
Yeah, and it's interesting that he's portrayed as the bad guy, and then you play him here where he's like the hero, and you don't. So for me, like I didn't really know that he was a bad guy in the second one. I played it, but I only kind of played it when I could like play a copy of my friends. So I hadn't really um, put the connection together. I was playing this one a ton, so it was like to me, this is like Mario's the main character, and I didn't realize he was supposed to be like a villain. You're like, well,
Yeah.
he's doing all of the Mario stuff, so he must be like a good guy.
Well,
But
and
you
they
don't
like
realize like his entire motivation is just like selfish.
they hype him up as a bad guy, right? Because he is the
Sure.
bad
Yeah.
guy in Super Mario
Yeah.
Land 2. So they hype him, and then like him and Waluigi and their comic hijinks in the
Sure.
sports games and like their villain, but like he never really does anything all that villainous. Like outside of taking Mario's castle once,
Yeah.
it's not like we
It,
got a whole run of Mario games where Wario was like the bad guy.
yeah. In comparison to the problems that Mario has, Wario seems very low on that list of
Yeah,
people who have wronged him personally.
like they just seem like they have like no time for each other. They're just
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm busy, you're busy, get away. And like, and
Yeah.
now Wario's got like the WarioWare games and shit. Like he's awesome. Like I
Yeah.
fucking
I
love
mean,
this character.
he's a beloved franchise character now.
He really is. He really like he's one of my go-tos in like Smash and Mario Kart and stuff. I don't know if it's the accent, if it's the juicy ass, the red nose. He's just awesome. I just find him to be such a entertaining character.
It's crazy the duality because Wario is like he seems beloved, and then like Waluigi just seems like a fucking pervert.
Hmm.
He's just a
But
horrible character.
dude, I remember when they introduced Waluigi. I think it was Mario Tennis, and I fucking hated him so much because I was
Dude,
like, Wario makes sense because it's M
yeah.
upside down. There's
Yeah.
war
Yeah.
in the name, and I was like, Waluigi is the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard. But like so many on the internet, I don't know why. Over the years, I've grown quite fond of this fucking
It's just,
weirdo. Like,
yeah, it's just the best. It's just the greatest like fucking like go home at the end of the day pitch of a character someone could have come up with. They're like, we can just do wah, and they're like, yeah, do it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Not even like Waluigi, but Waluigi. Like,
Yeah,
just put
the whole
yeah, and
thing
it's
in there. Yeah,
like I don't know if you're a hockey fan, but years ago, I can't remember. I'm blanking on who it was now. They did like a fan vote where like fans could vote in like the starting lineup or the captains for the NHL All Star teams or something.
yeah.
And this like goon, I think his name was what's his name? I'm blanking on it now. Adam Scott. I know it's a golfer. I can't remember, but anyway, he was like in the minors, and the fans just decided we're gonna vote this guy in as like a starter at the All Star game, and the NHL hated it, but they were like, I guess we have to go. That's how I kind of feel Waluigi's become. Like Nintendo will not give this guy a game that doesn't suck. Like all he is comic relief and fucking party games and sports games. But the Nintendo fan, they won't put him in Smash for some fucking reason. But the fan base is like, fuck you. We're not letting go of this. Like we want a
Yeah.
Waluigi game. So other than a crappy dancing one. So like we will get to Mario Land 3, everybody, but like for years I've wanted a platformer where you just play as Wario and Waluigi. Like
Yeah,
that'd
I'm
be so much
surprised
fun.
that hasn't happened.
Yeah, I don't know what the story would be, but like it'd be, I don't know. Like I just think they're such funny characters. Like fucking give the guy a break. But at least Wario's getting some love.
Yeah.
And it started with this because, like you said, he was introduced in Mario Land 2 as the bad guy, and he takes like I think what was the story of Mario Land 2? He takes Mario's castle, and Mario has to get it back.
That's right. I believe so.
Yeah, because Mario has always had a castle. We all knew that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And from
so
his
this
humble plumber beginnings, he's always
yeah
had the castle.
yeah no shit. Well, the amount of times he saved the Peach, he should just give him her castle.
Yeah.
So, but then in this one, I believe this one picks up basically like, I mean, it's not like it's the deepest fucking plot in the
Is it?
world,
Yeah,
but this,
direct sequel. Yeah.
yeah, this one picks up after the second one, and Wario's mad. He wants to get a castle. He's like, I'll get my own castle with blackjack and hookers, blah blah, and he make a bigger one. And that's basically the whole game is like you control Wario going to some other island, stealing all their treasure, trying to save up enough money to buy a bigger castle than Mario has.
So I
And
think yeah. So I think the actual story is he hears there's a giant statue of Peach or whatever Princess Toadstool, like a
yeah,
big
yeah.
golden statue. That's why he goes to the island to, I assume, to
That
steal it and have all that money.
yeah, to get a bigger castle. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I gotta say, man, like I don't hate the premise. I'd really like to know why they decided to do that instead of just like it so easily could have just been Super Mario Land 3 and then they could have made Wario like Wario so easily could have just been put into the role as the bad guy in the Game Boy Mario games.
yeah.
Like they could have just done Mario Land 2 again, like a bigger, better. But instead, they roll the dice. They put that Super Mario Land 3 on there to sell games. But I would love to know what brought them to be like, you know what, this character might have some legs. Let's roll the dice and give him his own game. Because like,
Because where are we at this point? 94, right? So what do we have Mario game wise? Is it just like an oversaturation of Mario to kind of give you something different? You
well,
think?
we've got the obviously the Super Nintendo's out, so we
Or the
got
Super
Super Mario
Nintendo? Yeah,
World.
yeah.
We've got the 2 Mario Lands. We've got the NES games, and then probably
Mhm.
like Mario Kart. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not complaining because I love it, but it's just
Hmm.
this was before the like I know they had done like Wario's like I don't know if Wario's Woods was before or after this game, but like there was that. There was like Yoshi the puzzle game, Yoshi's
Sure.
Cookie.
Yeah.
But like this was the first time, unless I don't think Yoshi's Island was out yet. I'll double check that. But this was like nowadays every Nintendo character gets their own games. Yeah, Yoshi's Island is not out for another year. But this
Okay.
was a big deal back then for people that weren't around
Sure.
back then. Like they took a fucking secondary character in the Mario world and were like, we think there's enough potential here. We're going to give him his own game.
I mean, I would argue he's not even a secondary character. He's like a minor character of a
Yeah,
spin-off game. He's like a tertiary character.
agreed. Yeah, like you would think if they were going to give like a side character in Mario their own game at this point, it was probably going to be Bowser.
Like, yeah, Bowser hasn't even had. It's strange that they didn't go that way with it.
I know. I'm very I'm happy they did it, but I would love to know why they decided this is the guy. Like did somebody
I,
just really like the name? I don't know.
I mean, I guess you can argue that you're basically creating a Mario character, right? Like for everything that it is, he's essentially just a reskinned Mario. So you're doing the same gameplay, you're doing the same formula that works with a character that's relatively similar. You understand immediately, right? Like you know who this character is because of his resemblance to Mario, I feel like. And
Yeah,
so
that's
you can
true.
kind of get away with like, yeah, it's just like Mario, but it's like this little weird guy.
Well, and I mean, like thinking about it, I mean, I know more Mario games found their way to handhelds because they ported like Mario 2, Mario 3, Super
Hmm.
Mario World. Remember those on like the Game Boy Advance, and it was like
Yeah,
Super
yeah. When they
Mario
started
Advance 2.
reissuing them, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And you're
Mario
like, this
Advance
is
2, Super
yeah,
Mario Brothers 3, and like it was the most
yeah,
confusing shit.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, maybe they just figured like, hey, if we're gonna make original handheld like in air quote Mario games, there's only so many, especially on the handhelds, like there's only so many things you can really do with platforming and like just jumping from island
Sure.
to island.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, now we have this new this new gameplay loop where it's all about collecting treasure. And Mario's not the type of guy to go around and collect treasure. So like maybe they're planned right away because Wario Land stayed on the Game Boys, like the portables.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
maybe they just decided like, yeah, he's gonna be the portable Mario. I don't like
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. It's fast. I mean, we're just like spitballing here, but I don't know that kind of stuff. That's the stupid shit that like you try to talk to me about the history of the world, and I'm like, I don't care. But then it's like, why do you think Wario got a franchise? And I'm like, that's a tough question, but a fair
Yeah, I
one.
mean, they really did. Yeah, they did really spin it off into quite a few games, and I mean,
Yeah,
and created yeah, like a primary character out of it, basically. So I mean, it's a good move on their part.
I love it. Yeah, yeah. Now that being said, like the only Wario lands I've played Wario Land 4, I think, and it was really good. I like that one a lot. I played this one. I've played this one like in chunks before, but I never
Hmm.
played through it until the last
Yep.
week and a half getting ready for this episode.
Right.
I love the concept of it, and I'm always trying to be very gentle with Game Boy games because like let's call a spade, right? Like this game's 32 years old and it was not running on the most heavyweight hardware
Sure.
known to man in the Game Boy. It's very ambitious for a Game Boy game. I just like every time I tried it before I got into this replay for it, the reason I didn't finish it was because I just found him slow.
So yeah, so that's something I had noted down as a as a big talking point about the game. So to me, like we talked about in the beginning, like I own this. I own Mario Land 1 and Mario Land 3. And so this was the one that I was playing those two games repeatedly. So this was essentially like my Mario 2 it was a better game, and it just played better, had a lot more content. So I played the shit out of this game. To me, this game feels timeless still. Like you start playing it, and it's just like everything holds up about it because yeah, it does play slow. But I feel like that lends to the tone of the game because the tone of the game feels a lot darker. It feels almost more adult than any of the previous Mario games.
I'll
And
agree
so
with that.
I felt like the slower kind of aspect to it led to everything in this game feels like it has a like more of a weight to it.
Yeah,
Everything feels heavier. Everything moves slower. Everything kind of feels darker and almost grittier, and it kind of lends to the tone of why it plays slower like that.
I'll agree with that. And that's well said. I was trying to figure out how to describe it. It feels, especially like when you go back to Super Mario Land, it's like Mario is fucking on helium in that game.
Yeah,
Like that is
yeah,
so floaty.
yeah, yeah,
It feels like a balloon in the air, like Mario does. And
yeah. And
Wario in
this
this
feels the
one,
other way. He's like very
oh,
grounded, and he's very even like when you get the flying power, the Jet Wario hat. It's like even the flying feels like he has weight to him. Like he's flying
he
through. It
he's a
really feels like
beefcake.
when he runs into stuff, like you feel like the connection of it, which is really satisfying and enjoyable, and I think lends to like why the design of the game feels so timeless to me.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely like, and I think that's something that was very important to the design of the game was that he doesn't just feel like a different Mario. Like
Hmm.
his sprite is huge.
Yeah.
He's huge and he feels huge.
Yeah, and
And
he feels like by comparison, Mario almost seems like more fragile, whereas like Wario, all of his attacks are like just running into shit. It's just smashing into stuff. Like you do have the one flame ability, but the character just feels overall like more solid. A
yeah,
lot of like you spend most of your time just like shoulder checking enemies,
yeah,
and it just
agreed. Yeah,
weighs to like the weight of the character and kind of the tone of everything. Because essentially, it's a game about a bad guy killing other bad guys, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. He's
it's
he's like an
evil
evil
versus
Robin Hood.
evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like every time I tried to play it in the past, because I bought it on like my 3DS and stuff, and because
Mhm.
I never owned this one growing up, and so like I bought it on a few things and tried playing it, and always just kind of checked out because yeah, like it does.
Yeah.
I'm a Mario guy, right? And I like
If
my
you're
high
used to
floaty
that, like,
jumps.
run like, holding run and being at,
Yeah,
like, twitch jumping, this doesn't have that, which is so you have to adjust, how you play this game because you're so used to like, anyone that's played an old Mario game, you basically do the thumb bar across the controller. You're
yeah,
constantly running and just kinda tapping down jump in reaction to things,
yeah.
and this
Unless
doesn't
you're
have that. You don't have that at all.
unless you're a psycho, because I've said before, people that don't hold run when they play Mario like make my eye twitch. It fucking
That's
makes me
amazing. I
insane.
love that
Makes me insane.
that's a point of
Um,
contention.
So I started playing this and like same thing I felt in the past. I'm like, it looks great. I love
Mhm.
Wario, but I'm like, it is slow moving. So that I finally looked up the instruction manual, which I always recommend to people. Uh Never hesitate to look up a manual for an old game because it'll change
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely. Yeah.
And no tutorials back then. And once I read the manual, I was more excited to play the like you would have read in the car on the drive home,
Yeah,
like you bought
absolutely.
it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that
Um
was something I wanted to bring up about this one. I remember every page of this book, like reading it inside and out.
Sure. It was a good manual. I was impressed. Yeah, it was quality. And once I was done that, I was looking at it from a different perspective because it's
Mhm.
not supposed to be a Mario bounce off each bad guy platform game. You play as this beefcake going through this island and the whole object of the game is to just collect as much treasure as you can.
Yeah.
And it did give me a moment of hesitation because my least favorite mainline Mario game is Super Mario Brothers 2 because it's all about collecting coins and I fucking hate that game.
Sure.
But this one wasn't like that. Like this one, like you have this great map, like you have in Mario Land 2. You're going through
Mhm.
these levels that have hidden exits. You're looking for these hidden treasures. You're collecting coins. Also, if I could point out, the greatest thing I got out of the instruction manual was that if I hold up, I jump higher, which changed the game, changed the fucking game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once I knew what it was supposed to be, and it was more of a like I don't know what the word is, not like an exploration game, but it was literally like go through these levels with like a vacuum and just find all the
Mhm.
treasure and all
Yeah.
the money you can.
Yeah.
I
And
loved it
that's
so
like
much more.
that's another interesting like change they do is like between Mario and uh Wario, the way that they handle like coins, because in Mario coins are almost like life, right? You collect so many of them, you're going to get another life. But in Wario, it's an accumulation. Like he's continually accumulating, and you have the heart system as your like collect up to an extra life. So the coins like represent a different thing, which I thought is really interesting because going, prior to this, you just like you collect coins to um, gain lives, and now this time it's like you're just collecting coins to add into a stash. Where at first you don't know why you're doing that. You're collecting all these coins, and they're just going into these either the gambling mini games or like into the treasure pile at the end. And
Yeah.
you have like you don't really know why you're doing that, and it's I feel like an interesting kind of change.
And I like that system a lot because they so easily could have just made it about finding those treasures.
Sure. Yeah.
And like, cause there's like, I don't remember how many there are, 15 or 16 or something treasures.
Yeah.
And, or 18, I think 6, 12, 18, whatever. There's like the treasures you can find. And, they obviously just add major value to like your total at the end, which we'll talk about in the castle you get or whatever. But like they could have just made the whole game that like you have to find as like whatever number of these treasures you find, that's the ending you get. But
Mhm.
that they had the like that they thought of the idea of like let's leave the coins in that are a staple in Mario, but completely change the use of them.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome because like you could so easily just run through this game. Like the enemies aren't particularly tough; they're not that hard to
Mhm.
dodge. I died way more falling than I did by enemies.
Sure.
But even when you kill enemies, you can get coins and stuff out of them. And like
That's
if you
right.
want to try to go for that high score, which the replay value is there because you want to try to get the best ending by getting the most money, then
That's
you
right.
have to go back and kill
Getting
every
all the
enemy and
treasure.
pick up
Yeah.
every coin.
That's right. Because it's
Really
very
good
easy to
design.
get the jet Wario and just kind of fly through levels. You can just like blast through them basically,
Yeah.
fly
And
over
it
everything.
and it's almost like the game uh like you get out what you put into this game. Like if you
Hmm.
want to just run through it, not find the hidden exits, not find the treasures, you could probably beat it in like fuck, I bet you could beat this game in like an hour and a half if you
Sure.
just ran through.
Hmm.
But then you get like the worst ending at the end of the game, and Wario's sad, and it's like it's the
Yeah.
game's way of telling you like the object of this game isn't to rescue the princess; it's to go
That's
be a
right.
greedy
Yeah.
pig and get money.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I what I really like about that, maybe even more than like the ingenuity of changing the way you use the coins, is the replay value because like so many kids that grew up with the Game Boy, you might have only had half a dozen games if you were lucky, and so you had to get your money's worth. And Super
Hmm.
Mario Land is a great game, but you can beat it in an hour, and then it's like, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's only
this
really
one,
one way to end that
yeah,
one.
I would think if you wanted to do a 100% run on this, especially back in the days before the internet, like you're looking at a 10+ hour game to find everything,
Sure. Yeah.
and save up the money and save up your gold and everything, which I think that's great bang for your buck, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, buddy, I'm ashamed. Some of those treasures, like some of the secret exits, not easy to
Mhm.
find.
No. Yeah. Some of them are. Yeah. Definitely tough. I was
Fuck.
surprised, like, because I played through it again in preparation for this, and I was surprised at how many of them I was I was able to remember. Like a lot of the secrets and stuff. Like
Sure.
it's just like muscle memory, right? Like you're playing it, and my wife Randy was watching me play, and she was like, obviously you've played this a lot. Like I don't know how you like know where all of this stuff is. Like it's still rattling around in there.
Yeah. And it's yeah, like there's because I hadn't, and I didn't get every treasure. I think I missed 3 by the end of the game. But there was one. So like when you go into a level, and if you find a key or you find a giant skull that like
Yeah,
it
the
looks like it has
skull
a
door is
keyhole.
awesome. Yeah,
The skull door is fucking sick looking, yeah. If you find either the skull door or the key, then you know the other one is there.
yeah,
And then you got to get the key, get to the skull door, open it up, and then you'll get a treasure, like one of these big collectible treasures that add to your value at the end of the game. And there was like one of the earliest, I can't remember if it was a treasure or a secret exit, but there was like one of the earliest levels in the game. I think it's like World 1 or like World 2, and I could not find it. And then finally I was like, I'm ashamed that I'm Googling this, but I'm fucking Googling this. And it was like a door behind a waterfall on like a
oh
cliff.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I
There's one early on where it's you have to break. There's like so the two stages of the blocks where it's solid and then like pre almost cracked. There's one where you have to hit it with your head and then just go and press up and just goes through a secret door. And you're like, that's an insane thing for like to expect children to know how to do.
how anybody found that without just
Yeah,
getting lucky or finding
yeah,
it in a because we didn't have the internet in 94 to Google this shit. So that one really fucked with me. But for the most part, I didn't find them particularly hard to find, but I loved that they added like a sense of exploration to the
yeah.
level.
Absolutely. Yeah, it
'Cause
forces you to go through it.
yeah. Um if I have a gripe and it's just a personal preference, I'm like, I hate when there's something in a level that I know is there and I can't figure out how to get it and I'll waste
Mhm.
a ton of time. And then I'll look, there's like in World 1, once you finished World 1, then like the tide comes in
Mhm.
and then it changes the way some of the levels play. And then you can go back and do some
That's right.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is a personal preference, but it drives me bananas because I'll waste so much time trying to figure out how to get something. And then finally I'll look it up and they're like, oh, come back after
Right.
you
Well, like
beat the
it's a
level.
later unlockable thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't mind it if it's like in a Metroidvania where it's like, like you play in Metroid and you're like, oh, I don't have the double jump. I can't get up there yet. But in this
Right.
one, I'm looking and looking and I'm like, there must be some way for me to fucking do this. And then finally I realized like you literally can't until later in the game.
Mhm.
Crash Bandicoot fucks around with that shit sometimes
Sure.
too.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Like that kind of stuff. It's just my OCD. I don't want to leave without getting everything.
That's right. Yeah.
But I thought they did a really good job balancing the difficulty of the hidden things. Like a lot, I would say about 2/3 are very easy to get, and then that last third, like
You
it's
make it
gonna
work
take some
for it.
digging.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, really well done. So here, let's let a sponsor in so I can get my castle. I'll get that out of the way, and when we get back, we'll dive into the rest of this thing. So it's a good pace. We'll be right back. Remember, the game will return after these messages. You guys know how it works.
Obey me, Wario. I am your master. Mario is your enemy.
The wicked impostor Wario has cast an evil spell over Mario Land.
Don't let Mario get the 6 golden coins. Don't let Mario reach the palace.
This is the biggest, most dangerous, most challenging Game Boy adventure yet.
Obey Wario. Destroy Mario.
Don't fall under Wario's evil spell in Super Mario Land 2, only on Game Boy.
So another thing that stood out to me about this game, Patrick, like because you said you didn't have Super Mario Land 2 growing up. I didn't either. I only had one, so I played these ones later. Much like Super Mario Land 2, the overworld map in this game is fucking shit. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like it's frankly the whole game looks
Yeah.
really like you can tell they were getting to the tail end of the Game Boy's lifespan. Like they knew their way around this fucking hardware.
100%. Yeah. Everything.
Um,
Yeah. Everything looks really nice. Like this whole game, design wise, is fantastic. All the character designs and just like I mentioned, like the darker kind of tone of everything is just is really good. And I think you really see it in like Syrup Castle at the end, and the bosses are a huge one that stand out for me. Like just the design of the bosses they almost border on like horror characters.
Oh,
Like if you're looking at it as a child, like there were some characters here that like I was terrified of. Like they really freaked me out when I was a kid.
yeah. So the bosses are insane. The
Mhm.
sprite work as a whole is it's funny because like the Game Boy, you need to walk a fine line because I can think of Mega Man is guilty of this. The couple of the Turtles games are kind of guilty of this. Like if you make the sprites too small, they look crappy because it's
Yeah,
the Game Boy.
yeah,
But if you make them too big, the screen is so limited that it almost takes away from the gameplay
mhm,
experience because the sprites are so big.
yeah,
And I think maybe the slow pacing really helps it. The way that everything is so big and like it's almost got that like 2.5D look to it at times. And but it never felt too cluttered that I couldn't figure out what to do. And I think the slow
yeah,
pacing actually helps it in that
yeah.
aspect. So I agree. And the bosses were fucking like the fights themselves weren't particularly tough. Actually, you know which one gave me trouble? That fucking giant head that lowers
Yeah,
its tongue.
the devil's head. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Because if you
I
don't get those like meteorite boogers that it shoots out you, it just destroys the ground below you.
yeah, like you only have to hit it's like classic. You got to hit the bosses 3 times or whatever the fuck. But you fight this like giant head that like it either lowers its tongue, and when it lowers its tongue, it destroys the ground, or it literally shoots snot rockets at you, which is kind of
Yeah,
like it's funny too because that gross out humor becomes a thing in Wario
sure.
later. So
Yeah,
and yeah, the first time I fought that guy, dude, I ended up dying because I couldn't even when I would catch the it wasn't enough to catch the snot rocket. Then you had to jump up
yeah.
and hit him like in the eye with it or something or the
Hmm.
forehead. And I kept missing, and then I ended up dying because there was no ground left. It was Tom fuckery, and that was the boss that gave me the most trouble. I think was that one,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fucker.
Just even
Um,
like even that first boss, the like spiked Koopa, he just looks like deranged, man. Like he
yeah,
like it's a character like introducing a character we're familiar with, but he's just so like out there in his design.
yeah, they're really. I liked the boss fights a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Because like you said, and like giant sprites on this one filled screen. One thing I noticed while I was playing this, and it's not a bad thing. I think it was a great design choice, but the backgrounds are like very, very empty.
Hmm.
And I think that's obviously intentional, so like the game doesn't slow down and everything that's
Yeah.
up front runs well.
Yeah.
And I think it worked. Like I played this on my Switch too, and I actually played a lot of it docked and on my TV, and it actually
Mhm.
looked like really good on a TV,
Yeah.
which not a lot of Game Boy games do. Some of them look pretty rough when you put them on a giant TV, but this
Sure.
one,
Yeah.
like, I was impressed. And yeah, the boss sprites were sick. The enemy sprites were sick. The enemy that kind of creeped me out were the like pirate duck with the boomerang knife.
Dude, I literally number one. I was gonna say from childhood, freaked me out that duck. And I
Like,
don't know what it is about it. You just something is just unsettling about that character. I
yeah,
don't know
like, cause
why,
like
but ever since I was a kid, it always just like haunts my dreams.
when you play Mario, you don't fight surly looking, presumable drinking problem pirate ducks with like throwing knives.
Hmm.
Like that's
Yeah,
just
that like the overall like how violent the characters seem in comparison in this one. Like a lot of them, like one of them just has like a knife that he throws at you. The mole with the big like flail, like spiked ball.
yeah, yeah.
Like everything is a lot more um, pointy and like dangerous, and which is cool because like the whole body slam mechanic, you have to be careful of like your main attack is slamming into things, but then you have a lot of these characters that are just filled with spikes that you have to be cautious of.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I wanted to talk about the combat in this one. Like Wario's basic, like we'll talk about the power ups in a minute, but Wario's basic move is like a running body check. And you're right. So many enemies in this game are designed where you can't just even like those little I don't know what they are. Like they're basically like Wario Land Goombas, like those little
Yeah,
Goombas with
sure.
the
Yeah,
spear.
yeah,
You can jump on them or you can hit them from behind, but you can't charge them from the front or you take
yeah.
damage. And it wasn't so much the taking damage that would fuck with you, but so much of the game is based around exploration and finding treasure. And a lot of those treasures are hidden behind having either the right power up or at least being like full size Wario.
That's right. Yeah.
And that was where I was like, fuck, like when I'd get hit, it wasn't that I was going to die, but he turned into little Wario, which also great sprite. He's got like a
Great
mohawk
design.
and
Yeah,
shit.
the little mohawk is so funny. Yeah.
Okay, sorry everybody. I that was my fault. I had a call from the dentist. What were we? Oh yeah, we were talking about how you had to kill enemies by running into them.
Hmm.
And then yeah, they oh yeah, so when they shrink you, when you get that little sprite and he has the mohawk, I just think he looks rad when he's like little. He looks like a little
It's
angry man when
hilarious.
he's little Wario.
Hilarious.
But he's useless. Like all he can do is jump on people. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because that's so much of the combat is either body checking them or like you don't jump on people and make them flat. You like pick them up and throw them into other enemies, like Mario 2
Yeah.
style.
You can. I mean, you can do the ground pound when you're. I think when you're Bull Wario,
Full
so when you're
Wario.
two,
Yeah.
when you're two up from the small Wario, and you just crush them into oblivion, just destroy
Yeah.
them.
But like so much of it is about picking them up and throwing them into each other. And then when you kill
Yeah,
them, they drop coins and like
yeah.
it I actually like I miss my fire flower because I'm a fire flower guy,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I did like the basic concept of the combat in this one where it was like look at the enemy, figure out where the spikes are, avoid the spikes. It can be frustrating because sometimes enemies turn around right as you go to fucking charge
Sure.
into them
Yeah.
and you get
Yeah.
fucked over. But
But I do like that you can approach everything from below as well. So like a character can kind of hit the edge of an overhang and you can jump up underneath it to stun them as well. So they give you the option of, not everything hitting you in the head is going to kill you.
yeah,
And
yeah,
some
yeah.
enemies you have to approach from the bottom. Some like the water enemies, the spiked ones.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And then it does give you the 3 power-ups, and they're like these 3 different hats. And it gives you these power-ups a lot.
A lot. You get a ton of, even just like the garlic. Like if you're taking hits, you're getting tons of garlic to power into the normal Wario or into the Bull Wario.
Yeah. It gives you a ton. And I assume the reason it's giving you so many by and large is because so many treasures and hidden parts of the game are based around
Right.
being big or having a power. Um,
Yeah.
but one thing this game does, and Kirby does this sometimes too, is like it's almost a roll of the dice. You'll get to some areas where you need to have
Mhm.
the right power.
Yeah. And
And
sometimes they've given it to you, or sometimes they gave it to you a while ago, but you're like, I like the power up I have. I'm hanging on to it. And then you get
yeah.
to a spot and you're like, it doesn't help me here at all. I just have
And
to move on.
yeah, and I've always like I've never loved that mechanic because you'll
Yeah.
get to a place and then realize like, oh fuck, I need the flying hat here or
Sure.
whatever. to get the secret. Like to beat the game, it's fine, but to get the secret. But at the same time,
Yep,
again, like the name of the game, I think at least to some extent was replay, and it gives you a reason to come back and play the level
that's right.
again. And then you fucking get the power up you need, and then you hit an enemy right before you get to where you fucking need it. Then you got to start over again. God damn it. Uh, so there's like like you can go from like little Wario to big Wario to three different hats that give them different powers. Did you have a favorite of the three?
Um, I always like the jet pot, like the jet hat where you're
Mm-hmm.
flying. It's just it feels overpowered. Like they're all good, but like I remember as a kid a lot, I would just like fly because the attack is movement and it's also an attack base. So like as you're moving, you can just hit stuff and smash into it. It just felt like a sped up version of like the horned warrior, like the bull one,
Yeah.
where you're constantly charging. This felt like kind of an infinite charge almost. So you could
Oh,
I would a lot of times I would play the Jet Wario, but I'd play it as if it was a bull character and just play him on the ground, but use it as like an accelerated shoulder check maneuver that you
yeah.
could then use to cheese like big jumps and stuff.
It's so fucking broken, dude. Like
Yeah,
yeah, so like when you get the jet one, yeah, you literally can like it's like the cape in Super Mario World, but you don't even have
basically,
any
yeah,
skill to drive. You literally just hold
yeah.
B and
It's
fly.
like a controllable like P wing kind of thing.
Yeah, like Rush Jet style with an endless
Yeah,
thing. It's
which
so broken.
I think is awesome at a game like geared towards children, but then also kind of adds value to like older players like coming back to it. Like you could, as a kid, just Jet Wario the whole level and blast through it, or you can take one of the other power ups and just kind of hammer your way through the game and grind through it. And it kind of
Sure.
gives, I think, like it curves the difficulty level without having to actually create a separate difficulty.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah. The bull helmet, like it makes you like your shoulder charge is better. You break through blocks. He can do that butt stomp, which is really handy sometimes
Yeah,
because it
and the
like shocks every enemy on the screen, which is so
yeah,
handy.
that's true. Yeah, and then
Um,
also being able to hold yourself up underneath ledges and stuff with the horns.
Yeah, so, like, when you have that one, if you jump and hold up, if you hit anything, you, like, just stick in it, and,
Yeah.
dude, for, like, the first half of the game, I was like, "This is useless, like, what is the point of this?" And then in some of the later levels, you get to, like, the conveyor belts where you could
Yeah,
stick
absolutely. You
your
can just
horns in and
yes,
ride the
yeah,
conveyor belt, and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, pretty clever." And then I actually like the dragon one, but I felt like that
Yeah,
was the one
Dragon
that
One's
gave
great.
you the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, but it was really satisfying to blast through like big sections of blocks because there's a lot of
Oh,
design in the game where they'll hit you with massive amounts of blocks, and in some levels where you have to clear blocks to outrun like an enemy that's ever looming threat chasing you that's going to kill you. And the
yeah.
dragon pod is just like you're just tearing through them, which is awesome.
Oh, it's so like you literally hit attack once and he just his hat just spits fire and you can just burn every like enemies, blocks. It's and that was and I found it very useful underwater too.
Yeah, which is
Uh
hilarious that it works underwater.
I know. I thought that as well. The only thing with the dragon hat was like once it started running out of gas, you had to give it like a couple of seconds.
That's right. Yeah, and you're just like
And that,
spamming trying to get it to go again.
yeah, that's what you're
You're in a
literally just
tight spot.
mashing
Yeah,
like attack.
yeah.
Be like, please come back. But it's three good power-ups, and that's really, like, the only and then there's a star that I only found 2 or 3
I
stars, I
think
think, in the
yeah,
whole
it only shows up a couple times. Yeah.
yeah, they're never really around. But it's good, it's a good set of power I just like original power-ups, like,
Mhm.
I'm glad it would've been rad if it had just been the mushroom and the flower and stuff, but it's cool that they gave them different abilities instead.
Yeah.
So, I like that, and then I also like that your mushroom in this is a clove of garlic.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah,
Classic, because he doesn't have his fart humor yet in this one.
yeah.
But that's one of the most redeemable things about Wario, in my opinion, is the fart humor. So that's coming. Uh oh, right. And then the other thing we haven't talked about really is those mini games at the end of each level,
Mhm.
which you mentioned. Also,
You can
dude,
gamble.
yeah. So like when you beat a level, you either have the choice of like gambling your coins or hearts. And I gotta tell you, dude, I or go for hearts. I went
Yeah,
for the
gambling
hearts
4, yeah.
once and was like, I'm
I
never doing
played
it
because
again.
the hearts is the bomb mini game, correct?
Yeah, yeah, which I
Yeah.
sucked at.
That's the one I remember the most because the other one would make me so mad because it's just a 50-50 gamble. And the other one I was good at. I could get the skill to just destroy shit because you're just throwing bombs into the distance trying to hit enemies as they're going by. And you have different levels, the different speeds that are, higher stakes, you get more rewards for.
Yeah.
Um, the mechanic of that felt better than doing the 50-50 gamble of like pick a bucket and a big 10-kilogram weight falls on your head.
Yeah, Yeah, and what's funny about that is the skill. So like you can either choose to you can play either one of those mini games or just bounce.
Or play
The
neither.
hard
Yeah.
one has the vastly inferior reward because like you're just collecting hearts for more lives, but it's more skill based. Whereas the coin one, which is what you need really in the end, is 100% luck. And I played the heart one once or twice. Maybe the reason I didn't play the heart one more was because I assume this is one of those games where if you like save, turn your Game Boy off, fire it back up, it doesn't keep how many lives you had. You go back to like 5 or whatever. I
No, I
don't.
think it does. I'm
Does
pretty
it? Like I
sure. Yeah,
played with
it
save
keeps.
states the whole way, so I don't know if it reset your lives or not. Like Super Mario World, you can have 99 lives, and then if you turn it off and then fire up your save file, you're back to 5 lives.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure it's not like that, but
I mean,
interesting.
I
I
don't
have to look into that.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I never even looked at my life counter because like when I was
Right.
done playing, I would just put my Switch to sleep or save it and turn it off.
Right. Yeah.
But I went into the coin one a lot, and yeah, when you go into the coin one, it's whatever amount of coins you came out with of that. So say you came out of a level with like 200 coins, you literally get 3 chances to pull one of 2 ropes. It's heads or tails, and if you get it right, you double your coins. If you get it wrong, weight falls on your head and you cut your coins in half. And I didn't know until fucking halfway through the game that it capped it. You couldn't leave with more than 9.99
Yeah.
because like so say I went into like that coin game with like 400, right?
Yeah.
And like a really good level. And then I pull and I double. So I'm up to 800 and I'm like, "Oh shit." Then I pull and lose, then I pull and win and I leave with 800, which is great. But there's a risk reward like once you're over like 600 coins, it's not even worth the risk because if you get it wrong, you'll lose more than you would gain or I guess,
Yeah.
700. And I agree with you. Like, considering the whole game is about collecting coins, make that one more skill based. But it was still, I like the animations where he's got that derpy look on his face, looking up at the 2 buckets, and he's like scared to
Yeah.
pull the rope because he doesn't know what's gonna fall on him.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
The animation of getting crushed by the weight is great too, or just
Yeah,
completely crumples his head.
yeah. And I was like, my go-to strategy was always pull the same one twice because I never got back-to-back weights. Sometimes I get back-to-back bags, but otherwise I go 1 and 1. I would never get back-to-back weights. But I like that. I like that they threw that little mini game into the. I mean, you can just skip it if you want to.
Yeah.
But why would you want to? Because the whole point of the
Just
game is to collect coins.
early onset gambling.
Yeah. No shit. And then the other thing is like this game does this thing where if you hold up and hit B, you can take 10 of your coins and make a coin, like a big coin that you can use as a weapon, which I never really did. But you also
Yeah.
have to spend $10 to get out of every level.
Or to save at a checkpoint as well.
Oh yeah.
Which was interesting. I thought, yeah, like that was something else I wanted to mention when I was talking about like the way they viewed currency instead of as life. It's almost, yeah, it becomes necessary to spend money because you can never get out of the game with exactly how much money you've collected. You have to spend it either on a checkpoint or on a door to get out.
Those checkpoints, like halfway through, well, not halfway, but at a random part in each level, yeah, you find a checkpoint where if you want to spend $10, you get the checkpoint. And some of them I'm like, fucking like 10 seconds into the level, get the fuck out of here.
Sure. Yeah.
But there were a few of those where I was like, this seems like a very good investment of $10.
That's
Like,
right. Yeah.
some of them near the end are fucking pretty hairy,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Especially on like a boss level.
yes.
Where there's a good chance you're going to die and you don't have to do the whole level again because you don't get to go right back to the boss. You have to go back to the checkpoint.
Yeah. That's
Go
where the
from there.
$10 is well spent for sure.
I love the design of the checkpoint just being like a cattle skull on a stick. You're like, what?
Me too.
Why is this? But
Another
even like
thing
the
you'd never
doors,
see in
the
Mario.
exit doors on the levels just having like the mean looking skull. I mean, you mentioned the treasure rooms has like the meanest of the skulls, but the exits of the levels are just like evil looking.
Yeah. And then whenever you leave a level, Wario breaks the 4th wall and just kind of gives you a little like, good job, buddy. I like that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I love the end level where he's looking at his treasure, just arms folded and just kind of like shrugging, like he's so full of himself, even if it's like you have nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
just a
literally
little
drop
look of
like
just
20
check
bucks
this
in.
shit out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like one thing that kind of I forgot while I was playing it is that like you're not in the Mushroom Kingdom, like you're off in this like pirate island.
Yeah.
And that like makes just more sense with like the pirate ducks and all the skulls everywhere and the
Yep.
treasure chests and everything.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate, like the different setting just to change things up. I thought was really, really cool. So I'm trying to think. I like the setting. Bosses are good. The power ups.
The only thing I don't like I find there's one weakness to this game, and it's the music is not amazing
I
in this
agree.
game.
I agree.
Nothing stands out, and it's a lot of songs repeated over and over. And there's one. I wish I could remember what levels it's in, but there's one it's just really whack. Like it's just really annoying. I think that it's trying to be spooky, but it's just not like it's not good.
Yeah, I found like I mean, the Game Boy's not exactly known for its robust soundtracks, but it's capable of it.
Ah,
Like there are some good
there's some
soundtracks
great,
on the Game
yeah,
Boy.
absolutely.
And this one not so much. I admittedly like I probably played the last 2/3 of the game just with the sound off, like just listening to podcasts or whatever because I was like I'm not
Yeah,
missing anything here.
yeah, no,
Like this is
they're not
fine.
revealing any late stage bangers on this soundtrack.
No, no, not at all. But I did, yeah, it was fun. I like that it's got the map and it tells you where there's hidden exits and you can go find extra. I love all that kind of stuff. Right,
Mhm.
levels are all themed and stuff. The bosses are good, and then I love the ending of the game. So you find out the main bad guy is a girl. Plot twist, good shit. And then you fight the genie, which I'm ashamed to say I died on that genie fight like 3 times.
Oh yeah, a genie
The,
fight was tough, especially as a kid.
Right? Because I thought you had to does it not seem like you had to pick up the magic lamp and throw it at the guy's head?
Sure, yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
kept doing. And
yeah.
then finally realized eventually the lamp lands right side up. And then you get the spirit, like whatever the fuck
You
they
get
are.
the cloud, the little cloud that lets you climb up to him.
Oh, I was so so much time I wasted throwing that fucking lamp at that fucking genie. But you kill it and then you unlock this you unlock that fucking statue. And you're like, fucking A, Wario, you got yourself your statue, boy. Let's go. And then Mario, just the fucking dickhead, swoops in a helicopter
Just
somehow
takes
and
it, yeah,
steals it.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, fucking. And so all that hard work, and Wario loses his fucking statue.
Yeah, which is such a hilarious feeling to like battle with because you're like essential accomplishment for Wario, and then Mario, who is the good character, coming in and stealing from Wario, who is the bad character. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
he doesn't rightfully own this statue. You know, like he Mario's probably just returning it to Princess Peach or something.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like some the pirates stole it from her, and Mario's been on his own other adventure, this other game that you don't get to play, where he has to go get this, get this statue back, and then the end is just like, oh well, here it is for me. I'm just gonna take it. He doesn't even know that Wario has like worked so hard to get to this thing.
Yeah. And, like, just looking back, I don't know if it was, like, their intention with this game or not, but, like, it's one of those early signs of Wario becoming the kind of, like, comic relief guy that he would be,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And it's like all this hard work, and then Mario just comes in and you're like,
It's just a
oh,
punching bag, yeah.
yeah. But then Wario realizes he still has a genie, and
That's
so
right. Yeah,
so he
yeah,
calls out the genie, and
yeah.
then the genie tells him like, yeah, how much money you have is gonna
Yeah, fucking
decide.
pay me, pay me.
Yeah, like it's a
He
genie. He
doesn't
can just
grant him
make
any
the
wishes. He's
castle.
just like, give me some fucking money.
Yeah, he's like, real estate, land's not free. Like, you fucking tell me how much money you have, and then I'll tell you what to build.
Yeah,
And then I love that ending that you're because I didn't look I had a feeling that like how much money you had would depend on like what happens at the end of the game.
yeah,
And I didn't want to look it up because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. And I thought I did a fairly good sweep, but I knew I didn't get all the treasures. I ended up getting the log cabin.
yeah.
Which I was like, so I'm watching. So after all this, Wario's like desperate to get himself a fucking this like big castle, and then I got a
Yeah,
log
you gotta
cabin,
get him.
and
Yeah.
I thought I got like the bad ending, and then
I'm being
like
punished.
you look up all the endings, and the worst ending is a birdhouse.
Yeah, I got lots of birdhouses as a kid.
Did you? Yeah.
Plenty of birdhouses. Yeah, plenty of
Wah,
birdhouses
wah.
and tree trunks. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a birdhouse, and then a tree house, and then the log cabin, which is what I got,
yeah,
and then there's a couple of different castles, I guess.
yeah.
So
Go
have
to
you ever
a
gotten the
castle,
like?
and then you get a planet.
Oh shit! It ends on a planet.
So yeah, you get if you get all the coins, like you max it out 99999. Um, you get all 15 treasures, and you beat all of the levels. You get it's basically a planet with Wario's face on it.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah,
That's sick. I assume you've 100%ed it before.
yeah. Oh yeah, and yeah. Over the
Yeah.
years, for sure. Yeah,
If I had more time, I think I would because I did enjoy it, and I like that when I beat it, I got the log cabin and Wario standing there with this kind of like, oh, and then it says try again,
yeah.
and I was like, oh fuck, okay, I guess you want me to. Which again, good replay value. I'm all for that. It's frankly, it's a clever replay mechanic. Instead of just finding all the levels, it's like you got to go back and earn enough
Mm.
money to get the final ending.
Yeah.
You know,
Because the good thing is when you beat it, your save state still saves you at the genie castle fight, like the outside that level. So you can
Yeah,
go into your old save and you can just go back and start mining for money and treasure and stuff to
yeah, yeah.
up your endings.
Which, like, especially with the Game Boy, dude, like that's the name of the game. Give a kid a reason to keep playing this
That's
game.
right. Yeah.
That's the name of the game. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was I'd never really given it a fair chance until I played through for this episode. Every time
Yeah.
I tried it, I was like, this is too slow. I don't like it. But when I finally learned what it was all about and got to know it a little better, I'm a pretty big fan. Like I still think Super Mario Land 2 is probably my favorite of the trilogy, but I like
Mhm.
this one more than Super Mario Land 1 for sure.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that would you is that your order, or are you going with 3 at the top of your ranking the 3 Mario Lands?
I see. Two was always the game I wanted, so I always like. I think I always valued it over top of
Sure.
three. And so when I finally got it, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the best one." And I played it and played it and played it. But I think pure like just this was my Mario 2. Like this was the one I had, and this is the one I
Yeah.
played. So it was like big time nostalgia factor, and it does feel like it's an odd, it's an odd game. It's same as the first one we talked about. It's just like it's just very weird. It's doing stuff you've never seen before, and replaying it and really looking back at the tone of it, it's like, man, this was really dark, and I really liked that, and it really kind of um, there's nothing good about it. Like none of the characters are good. Like nobody's like a good presenting character. Like even your main guy is a bad guy, and the whole world just he lives in this world of just like greed and filth and like violence
Yeah.
and it's so good. Like tonally, everything is just awesome about it, and it plays really well. And so I think like looking at it now, like I think this one all day long over two. Like two is I think the masterpiece of the Game Boy. But just personal preference, the third is my favorite.
That's fair. That's fair. I really enjoyed it, man. I was really impressed. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And like obviously it really opened the door for Wario to become one of Nintendo's, like I mean he's obviously not like in the Mario, Zelda,
Sure.
Pokemon
Yeah.
stratosphere, but like he's a known IP around the world of
He has his. I
Nintendo.
mean, yeah, absolutely. He has his own line of games.
Yeah. If I'm being frank, I was very upset that he wasn't in the second Mario movie, and he better be in the next one. God damn it.
Yeah.
Cuz I love him. And yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Good game. I'm glad I always say my favorite thing about this show is like discovering new retro games that like I just missed back in the day. And this one did it. And I liked it a lot. So
Yeah,
um
I'm really glad we get to cover this one. I think about when you first started the podcast and you were looking for guests and stuff, and I think I presented you like an Excel spread, or you had an Excel spreadsheet, and I
yeah.
presented you like here's like 7 games or whatever. I'm pretty sure if we were ever to look back on that, I feel like this might have been a game I might have suggested even like in the early days of just like here's a game I love that I would love to cover.
Yeah, I guarantee. Yeah, you've been on this one for a long time. So, feels good, man. Back to back weeks, we finished. Like last week, we did Bioshock Infinite, so the Bioshock
Oh,
trilogy is
nice.
done,
Yeah,
and now the Super Mario Land trilogy is done. Look at
yeah.
me, fucking.
And I mean, thinking about games, like what a like back-to-back hit for the Game Boy we had, like, coming
Mhm.
from Mario Land 2 to Mario Land 3, like just two like fantastic games as a kid, that if that's all you had, like these are two amazing games to have for that system.
Totally. We do like the draft episodes around here once in a while, where we'll like
Mhm.
draft, like NES games, Super Nintendo games. We've been like, I've had a couple of people that have been very vocal. They want to see us do a Game Boy draft, and I'm like, I can't decide if I think there's like 40, like if the roster of the Game Boy is 40 games deep
Sure.
to justify, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of, listen, I love the Game Boy. Anyone that grew up with the Game Boy loves the Game Boy. There was a lot of not great stuff on the
Sure.
Game
Yeah.
Boy. But
There's a lot
the
of
upper
shovelware stuff, and yeah.
Oh yeah. But the upper echelon of Game Boy, like when you're talking the Tetrises, the obviously Pokemon,
Sure.
Zelda, the Mario and Wario's, like there's a lot
Yep.
of good stuff, man. Like the like when a developer, and particularly Nintendo, but when a developer really knew how to get the most out of the Game Boy, it was pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could, yeah, you probably have to lower the bar, the number of games, but you could be done, I think.
I think it can be done, but like 10 rounds or four people, 10 games each. I think unless you go Game Boy and Game Boy Color, like and
I
combine them,
think
I
you
think
or yeah, or you might have to just go like everything below the DS kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Advance, Game Boy, Game Boy Color. I
Because the
think that
Game
might be
Boy,
how you'd have to do that. Do the Game Boy as a total.
yeah, like I'm pulling a number completely out of my ass, guys. So don't yell at me about this, but like, what is there 25 elite games on the Game Boy? Like and the elites are fucking great, but
Sure.
after that, it's the hardware was so limited, and I think a lot of developers outside of Nintendo, it was like, hey, you know what? It's enough for some kid to want to play it on a road trip. It's good enough. Get it out there. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just to get it in their hands and get people buying it. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I
So
could see. Yeah.
all right, are we good? Is there anything we forgot, or can we score this thing? You good?
I think. Yeah. I think we score it.
All right. How many treasures are in this one? That
15.
sounds 15? Well, it was
Yeah.
15. As I remember, like the screen with like the letters of the alphabet, and I was trying to remember if it was 3 rows or 4 rows of
Sure.
5
Yeah.
or rows of
Yeah.
6. But oh, shout out too. I liked that because you knew if you missed a treasure, you knew what area of the game it was in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you unlocked the 4th treasure and you missed the 3rd one, then it was like, okay, the 3rd one was somewhere in these like 6 levels, which is
That's right. Yeah.
big fan of that. So, all right, out of 15, guest honors score Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land.
I'm gonna say 13.
It's a pretty good treasure.
Yeah.
That would get you a castle.
It gets you castle. You only needed one treasure to get castle.
Oh, I guess it was all about the coins, eh?
It's all about the coins. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go.
I'll give
Yeah.
us
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
97,000 coin.
Jesus fuck. One treasure and 9.
Out
Oh, sorry. One other minor nitpick. I was gonna go 12.5. I'm gonna go to 12 because if you ended a level with a ton of like, you had to just watch like there was no skipping, no anything,
Sure.
just letting all those coins fucking go in.
Yeah, it's worse at the end when you're calculating all the treasure, and it's like, here's what every treasure's worth. You're like, nah, I don't care about this.
I know, and you're like, dude, I'm on the Game Boy. My red light's flashing. My batteries are dying. Let's go.
Running out of sunlight here.
Yeah, but I'll go 12. I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun game.
Shining star.
It's on Switch Online now, guys. If you're interested, check it out. It's solid. It's a solid little play. Patrick, it's been too long, buddy. It's good to have you back. And I'll talk to you about it down the road, but October is not far, and I like to do some scary games. So let's put our heads together and pour it up.
Absolutely.
So, I'm not going to say where you're going, but I know where you're going right away for a little bit of time. Godspeed. And I'll holler at you when you get back, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode. Patrick, thank you so much for giving me a call and talking some Mario Land 3. And every single one of you nerds listening to this, whether it's your first Remember the Game or your 385th, you decided to fly with Remember the Game Airlines, and we appreciate that. So thank you very, very much. What do I need to plug? Leave us a good review. If you didn't hate it, leave us a good review. I don't know what they accomplished, but I'm going to keep asking for them. God damn it. And because I'm as greedy as Wario, I'm going to plug it one more time. Patreon.com/rememberthegame. $3 a month gets you in the door. Hundreds upon hundreds of episodes waiting for you, including Remember the Game, ad-free, time-stamped, all 385 of them. New episodes pretty much every week. Occasionally I take a week off, but pretty much every week. Plus you can join the massive-ass Discord we got, vote on the games we cover right into the show, get your shout-outs, so much more. Patreon.com/remember the game. Leave reviews. I got social media. You can find links in the description if you want. I don't use it very often. I'm on Twitch once in a while. Come by there and say hi if you're interested. I wish I could get on there more, but them's the breaks. I think we're good. I'm going to thank some patrons and get out of here because I actually have to record Expansion Pass that's going live tomorrow in half an hour. We're talking the lost art of cheat codes on today's episode. Should be a good time. The Game Genie in particular is what stands out to me. So we're definitely going to talk about that's what we're doing. We're definitely going to talk about that's what we're doing. Fuck, I suck at my job. Good enough. I'm going to thank some patrons and bounce. Next episode of Remember the Game will probably be South Park The Fractured Butthole. I'm hoping to get it up next week, but we'll see how it goes. I don't even know anymore. Take it easy, everybody. Thank you for listening. Talk to you on the next one. Cheers, so long. Goodbye. Remember the Game is brought to you by our Patreons. I couldn't puke up all the content I turn out of a week without all of your support. The following people are the senior executive vice president level or higher at patreon.com/remember the game, and as such I'm contractually obligated to say all these names as quickly as I can. So let's go in alphabetical order based on your email addresses this week. A huge thank you to Remember the Game Hall of Famer Slick Motherfucking Rick, Tyler, Chris Nethercutt, Dixon Miaz, AB Killin' Just a Fish, Adam Martinet, a dude named Adam, AJL 2019 FTW, Akiris Network, A-Town, Adam Blank, Still Isn't Review, Crash Team Racing, Andy Hudson, Dave Thompson, Toby OP, Duder's My Game, You Heard About Pluto, Pee-wee Squitters, Andrew Wright, Zamatos, Brandon DeZeba, Eldest Millennial, Legendberry, Hagel Waffle, Dissect That, Dan, Biddy, Colin Blobinson, Christopher Lee Williams, B Money, General Fury, Daniel Cook, High Plains Drifter, Elijah Burns, Roger Stawbox Pool Cleaner, Dabs All Day, Bula, Sailorman 82, Mild Oatmeal, The Maritime Musician, I Am Mr. Carlos, Cody Thompson, Chase Munkel, Adam Blank, Still Hasn't Reviewed Mario Galaxy, Pocket Sand, Chris Fleury, Triple Three, Topher Love, Makes You Mellow Magic Money, Christian Gabriel, Christopher Britt, Jugs are bad, okay, Spider Cat, Cody Donaldson, Discount Psyop, The Fletchman, Juris Dr. Mario, Robbie Air, Cesar, Fallen Snow Kiku, Archangel Otaku, Yes, 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 This Rocks, Starbles, Thunder Leaps, Master Queef, Decoy Man, so the Supreme Chose Arizo, Devin Collins, David Schroeder, Muffin Man Jr., Joe the Sandman, Duckman 398686, MacGyver 88, Retro Salvage Games, Ida Yellow, Eddie D 19, Eric Hopewell, Flater Flav, Please Refrain from Tasting the Knob, Agent Booty Pants, E-Man Trucker, Big the Cat, Shut Up, Frank Preeves, Growlywog, Catatonic Abyss, Lil Bunny Fufu 89, BOS Rager, Generic Name 238, Graham Kennedy, G9 PSX, Fancy Store By Dirt, Jameer Williams, Diablo Spartan, You Son of a Bitch, Why? Tell Me Why? Faded Sufferance, Holmes, Liquor Like Luigi, Adam Can Now See His Wiener, Amanda Hug and Kiss, Phil Lencher, Isaias, Bartman Forever, James Or Francesco, Sharonic, Jason Hosh, Max Legroom, Can't Destroy Her, of Jake Carter, A Fridge Too Far, George Swan, J Nasty 15, The Big Deal, Lugnut, Jake Callahan, Jeff Leopard, Beaver Boy, Johnny from Virginia, Oroku Saki's Gardener, Jonathan Breyer, Chugger 22, Jordan, Get Fucked Podcast, Jeff Bergeron, Hello Mr. Thompson, Stud Steel Smash, No One Cares, Too Much Karma, Jinxie 425, Filling My Mouth with Farts, Sleeper Hit, Jort King Keegs, Binky the Clown, My Left Nut, Kevin Monroe, Marcus Mendoza, Ryan Kinchin, Postman, Caveman Lance, Landed Turquoise, Game Boy Gannon, Aaron Lawson, Gabe Smith, Mark Sneed, Lucas Shaman, The $100 Kid, Ted Michaels, Code E, Leroy Westrich, Mikey Hag, Angry Ticks, Alex McIntyre, Proud Slurm Addict, So You Finally Left Durwood, Sir Blackburn, Better Mousetrap Guitars, Savage Boosh, Lord Salazar, Just Car Pranks, Ocarina of Tim Rocks, Beef Dingleberry, McCracken, Bitch Ass Brian Morgan, Astro Shasta, JSK Fusick, Redline Arrow Jones, Maverick, Yellcam, Musty Beetle, Donnie the Dude Walter, O Sprite O, Wilco, Frosty Bear, Ryan Perry, Cannon Fodder Games, Lotus, Hits Meals, Michael Barjudina, Randy Barrage, Horror Wars Podcast, Siegfried, Big Daddy Randall, Handsome Major Angus McZongo Esquire, Titan 420, Brian Richmond, Northern, Monstrous the Boner, Rob Lindsay, Wyatt the Surgeon Who Isn't a Surgeon, Roe, Madam Nutsitch, Rusher 84, Squeak Nuts, Zabucha, Sam Carpenter, Storm Beagle, Flinny 123, Retro Riders Podcast, Scott Brooks, Captain Asbury Juice, Steve Dulk, Erotic Onion Ring, Timmy the Exuberant Turtle, DBXJ, Shoeboxers, Timothy, Scotty J, Lashawsome Sauce, Sour Goat Face, Squints, Bank 'em Away, Toys, Spooky Dookie, Dildo on a Hookshot, Daniel Montgomery, Captain Black, Silver Scary Terry, D-Bear 87, Mike Maloney, Savage Smile Breakthrough, Tadpole, Taylor, Thomas Smith, fuck, I suck at my job, Bot Fokker, Timothy Sabrinsky, Doogie, Hooley, Beers of War, Fuzzy 99, Quiet Place Queen, Travis Sanders, Mr. Jabroni, Conebread, Omer, Armin Tamzarian's Copy of Swank, Because 19, Penguin Milk, Wolf Magic 21, Lord Long Ron Von Hugendon II, Rush's Dog Walker, Works for Me, Dean Doney and Wolfgang Darren, Self High Five, Earl, Will, Darth Skywalter, Kia Pup, Carl Not Gar, Moby 36, Mizuru, The Okayest of Muffins, Zane Donovan, Queer Al, Yank Your Dick, and Zach Shepard. Woo! I was doing good there, then I fell apart at the end. Story of my life. It's like sex. That's the name of my sex tape. I was doing good there, then I fell apart at the end. Take it easy, everybody. Appreciate the support. Thanks, you guys. Talk to you later.